When I was 25 years old, um, right before the big contract, I went bankrupt. And I had money. Then I went in a bad relationship at a bad place. I was depressed, and then I went bankrupt. And then 6 months later, I was back on track, making a lot of money. And then I started growing and making more and more and more money. But then I was still depressed. Sir, I don't think you can call yourself an influencer if you don't make money being like doing it. So it's a job. Like you're not a like as long as you don't pay your bill with that stuff, you're not an influencer. So it compromise, and then at the end, the app is the best app on the market, hands down. Like I know what I built, and it is the best app. And anybody that challenged that, I'm ready to check their app against.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of Canadian Success Stories. In today's episode, we have Mike Chabot. This Montreal-born influencer has 1.3 million followers on Instagram. He's the founder of a fitness app and has overcome personal and financial difficulties as a young man and is now coaching successful men to become happy and overcome mental health challenges. So stick around, we'll be right back with that interview. Hello, Mike. Welcome to the S Factor. How are you this morning?
I'm doing amazing. What about you, my man?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. This is going to be a really great episode. There are a lot of people who want to know about your story. So currently you are in Miami, correct?
Yes. Now I'm in Miami.
Yes. And before the millions of Instagram followers and everything, you were growing up in Montreal's South Shore?
No, on the North Shore actually. I was born and raised like in Blainville.
Okay. All right. So tell us about those early days. How was it like growing up in Montreal?
I mean, I can't complain. Canada is a beautiful place in terms of growing up. It's a beautiful country. So it was good neighborhood, good family. Like nothing wrong, honestly. Like it's a first world country. Nothing that we should complain about.
I like that. Yes, indeed. No complaints at all. Proud Canadians. So when did you start getting into fitness?
Um, I mean, I've always like been interested in having a good physique in terms of aesthetically pleasing for the eyes. I was watching I was watching Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and like all those like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like the Hercules and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, those guys are like, it's cool, they're strong. And then you think about superhero. So it's like that's when I was like, I wanna have a good physique. So when I was like 15, I started training. And back then it was like the good old day of Ronnie Coleman and the bodybuilding. So yeah, that's when I started.
Okay. All right. And was it like always like you were very serious into it from that young age? Or was there a point that, you know what, you started taking it more seriously, the whole training aspect of it?
I mean, yeah, back in those days, I was really serious. Like when I was 15, I was like kind of a skinny little boy. So, um, help with confidence and stuff. I started training a lot, building those muscle, and then, I mean, there was on and off. Like through the years, then I got a motorcycle accident. Then you start businesses, you do things. So then it's like slowing down. So. And then I took it way more seriously when I competed. So I did Mr. Canada, Toronto Pro Show, and all that stuff. So, and then I slowed down a little and started not doing it necessarily to have like a competition physique, but more for health purpose. So yeah.
Yeah. And how was your recovery from that accident?
Um, I mean, it was okay. Like everything happened for a reason. I got blessed in terms of doctors said I should be dead. I didn't have any fracture or anything. I had like some third degree burn and stuff. Some minor, I consider it minor compared to the accident. So that was good. And but I don't regret it because that led me to the work that I do right now. So there's, like I said, everything happened for a reason. If I wasn't treated that way, maybe I wouldn't have end up exactly where I am right now, you know?
I agree. I mean, everything happens for a reason at the end of the day, right? So, you started Instagram or posting on Instagram at the age of 22, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Like around like, yeah, 9 years ago, around 22,
Mhm.
I had that thing of fitness and I was competing to have like sponsorship and all that stuff. And social media started to be trending. And I was like, oh, wait, you can have like be paid by brand and get if you have follower, not if you win competition. So I was like, well, let me find out. So I like everything I do in life, I find a mentor. So that would be a quick tip that you guys can do. I invest money and I find mentor and I find someone that walked the path before me. So that's why, like right now, when I coach people, it's an investment. It's not, people are not spending money. It's not, you're not buying Louis Vuitton or stuff like that. You're investing in yourself. So I found someone that was back in the day, uh, very big in fitness on online, and he was making around 30,000 a month, like at the age of 22. And I was like, wow, that's very impressive, bro. And a friend connected me to him because they were a friend, and good for me. He agreed to meet me in a cafe. Took his time, and he was like giving me all the information. And it was, social media was new, so he gave me his like formula, and the guy was amazing. Shout out to him. It was Mark Fit, so cool guy. Um, very genuine from him back then, and that started my journey on social media.
Okay. And what were those early days like on Instagram? And how did you actually scale up your account and grow so fast?
um, I mean, I would say that right now it's way easier. Like with TikTok and all those one. Like if people ask, I would say like there was a point that Instagram started kind of easy. Like if you were somewhat good looking, or providing a lot of content, or being an entertainer. So there's always those three categories. Either you provide value, either you're hot, or either you're an entertainer. So um I was doing two of the category. Like I was being a hot guy that do fitness, and I was providing value in terms of fitness tip, coaching tip, like all that stuff. So um I was blessed in terms of I did a little bit of Facebook. I got like 60,000 follower in 1 month. Then I was like, I don't like Facebook. Let me switch to Instagram. And Instagram back in the day was hard. Like a million follower account was something else. And then I started growing um every day 100 and 200 and 300. Then at one point, after like 2 3 months, I was growing almost at 1,000 a day for a little while. But I was posting twice a day. And back then there was no live, there was nothing, there was barely any story. It was the little square image. So not the long image, not the reel, not all that nice stuff. It was like very basic, and you were putting filter on your shit. So yeah, it's the good old day. I mean, I wish that, not I wish because I built a brand, but I wish that back in my day we had the TikTok and all that stuff. I mean, 9 years of doing the TikTok and stuff, I would probably have 20, 30 million follower by then.
Right, right. Yeah, makes sense because, with so many different platforms, we got so many different outlets these days for growth and things like that. But when did you start monetizing uh, this sort of online brand that you were building?
Yeah. So when I was smaller on social media, you start doing collab, a little bit for free products. So you post the brand you like, supplements you like, the whatever you take, and you get it for free. So that's kind of how you monetize, because you're not getting money, but you're saving on what you would be spending. And then it's like you find then like people have to remember that 9, 10 years ago, there was no like, it wasn't popular for brand to pay for social media. You needed to convince them that that was the shit to do. That was the investment. That was like, bro, this is the future. And up to like maybe 5 years later, that's when it started being popular, because the first 5 years, I was alone in the gym, like taking my shirt off and flexing and stuff. Even, especially in Canada, it was not something like popular. I had special agreement because I already had like followers like over 100,000, 200,000. So the gym were letting me do kind of whatever, but it was still like new. And then you get deals with brands slowly until it became like kind of popular. I think I got a few deals there and there. You get a little money. And at the beginning, I mean, you're hungry for money. So I can say at the beginning of my career, I was just excited to be paid. Like a brand would come and give me a 500. I would be like, whoa, $500. Like imagine if you work for $20 an hour, that's bro, that's like 25 hour of your, it's almost 1 week of work for a post. So you're like, so at the beginning, I don't remember exactly who I partnered with, but I remember now to this day that some brand I wasn't a fan of, but I was like, bro, it's money. So that was my beginning. And then I started like being like, wait, I'm a brand. I need to be careful what I post there. Like I can't just post trash product that I'm not even using. So fortunately for me, I discovered that thing very young. So then whatever I was posting after, I was like, okay, if I'm taking it, then I don't mind advertising it.
Got it. So basically, it was more of a personal experience then, which you were sharing with your followers.
Yeah, I think it's always been like that. Social
Mhm.
media is all about like, let's say I'm using this bottle of water and I can love it and I can be paid to share it to you. Why not? But if I'm not using your product, like a lot of people do it. I call them being prostitute for money on online. This is the same way. Whatever who toss you money, you just take it. But there's a lot of people that what they will do is they will make reviews and stuff like that. And long term, the more honest you are, the better it is. So I refuse collab every week. Every week, brand nowadays brand toss like big amount, 1,000, 2,000, 3, 4, 5,000 on a post, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't like your brand, so I can't put my name on it. So the thing is, I would say that I made like good money. At the beginning, I was making a few $1,000s, and then I would say that my first big contract, my first big year, I think I was 25. I signed a deal that was like $50,000 for the year, and then some. I was getting some other deal. So for me, that deal was important because I was signing some good deal that would be more money at the end of the year, but it was always hustling. So back in the day, what I was doing is I was subscribing to a lot of like the new popping platform that were like there was no agency, there was no nothing like that. Well, there was. I have a bad experience with one of them. I can't really share the story because I mean we went to court for it and stuff, and we just settled it down. But um, let's say that there was some agency taking advantage of influencer and then this, and I was hustling on platform like trying to find deals. So um, yeah, man, it was the hustle was annoying. So when I signed that deal, for me it was the first like, wait a minute, we can sign a 1 year deal now. As of now, I should sign big deal with company, like, because especially if you're gonna promote a product, if I show you this bottle of water once and I'm like, yo, I'm drinking that, you probably not gonna buy it. But if you see me a bunch of time with the bottle, you'd be like, yo, Mike, I kind of want to try the bottle. So that was kind of the first like industry was shifting, and the company that like one of big company back in the day, I mean they had a lot of bad rep after, but Shred kind of started that stuff. So Shred kind of created the industry. Then when Shred went down for lying and being fake and all that stuff, Bang did a big commercial move, and then other brands started to follow the trend and understood that investing thousands of dollars on a lot of influencer at the same time was very good. So yeah, man, it was the beginning of like calling myself an influencer. I don't think you can call yourself an influencer if you don't make money being like doing it. So it's a job. Like you're not a like as long as you don't pay your bill with that stuff, you're not an influencer. So that's how I would say like I became an influencer when I signed that contract. Like I was like set down. It's like it was okay, now I'm working for this. So before that I had kind of other work. And then at 25, I was like, okay, now it's social media, my job.
All right, perfect. So that was 25. So that was kind of 3 years into your Instagram journey because you started at 22.
Yeah,
So,
like
yeah,
3 years. Yeah,
yeah.
it went fast. Like I mean, yeah, it was good. Can't
Mhm.
complain.
Okay. And during your first, say, 6 to 7 years, at the highest point, how many deals did you have going on at the same time?
In the last few years, I mean, I think a big month. I was never like hoeing around. That's what I'm saying. Like I was always very conservative. So on a big month, 4 or 5 brands. So like recently, I think that's when I had the most. I had one supplement company. I have my brand partner that I it's the only one I'm repping right now. It's Celsius. So I shut down most of my partnership. Celsius, I really love them. Amazing company. Shout out to Celsius for real. Like they treat us like king. Like you feel like you're in a family. Like back in the day, I left bank because I was fighting all the time. Like with them, they were not treating people good. Like that's another thing. If you're a company, you want to treat people good. Celsius, props to them for real. I wouldn't be repping them if I didn't like the brand. Like this, that right now, it's my only sponsor because I drink their drink and I love it. And I would say that I had them, the supplement, and I had 3 or 4 other deal going on. Like one was for shampoo, one was for like beard product, and some stuff like that. Like stuff that I use. Like if like a brand send me clothes or something that I'm like, okay, that I like, and the ingredient are matching and your brand, I like what you have, I'll make the deal with them. So yeah, I would say my biggest month was probably 5 brands at the same time. Like nothing crazy.
Hmm. Hmm. Got it. Perfect. So, you also switched your content up a bit in the last few years, right? So, we're going
Mhm.
to be talking about how you switched to more spiritual things in a bit. But the other switch is that you also have an OnlyFans account. So, you kind of separated Instagram and OnlyFans. And how do you go about making that separation in terms of content?
So basically, what happened is I was having a brand. Like I got caught up a little bit in you post, you get like, you oh shit, that content is getting me like more follower, more brands. So you get into the let me post more sexy stuff. And at one point, I didn't like the brand. I was like, I'm tired of being just a hot guy, like just posting like swimwear and like boxer shot and whatever. And I was like, I just got disgusted of social media and how people are and stuff. So what happened is I was in a dark place in my life. I was depressed, this and that. So um then I started like I was always spiritual, but then I started really my journey at 27 of like going very deep in spirituality and doing all the work. And when I came back from my realization in Bali, I moved to LA, and that was like a moment that I was like, I was like, either I'm leaving social media and I'm doing something else, or I need to change what I'm doing. It's not working. I'm not happy, and I don't want to be on social media no more. So what I did is I was like, okay, if you're following me because I'm hot, then you have to support me and pay for the content, and I'm not gonna post it on my platform no more. So as of 2020, uh, like February, I was barely posting anything that would be like sexy. I was like, all that content is gonna go on OF, and that's it. So that's how I separated the brand. And I was like, as of now, I'm gonna start cleaning my image, like really go deep into providing value for coaching, for spirituality, and all that stuff. And yeah, now I barely do OF. Like now I launched my brand. I was 2 years and a half on OF. But that too, I got tired of posting on OF and stuff like that. So um and after 2 years, when I was ready and I felt like I was at my best in my life and I was ready to coach successful men and millionaire, and my business were thriving, and everything was good, social media, OF business, everything was like, and I finally found myself like where I wanted to be in life. That's when I changed the whole thing again. I was like, now no more anything, just the brand. So that's why I'm posting right now. And yeah, Road to Abundance was born, and that's what I do now.
Awesome. So, we're going to be talking about a little bit about your health and fitness app. Tell us how that got developed, and what was your level of involvement with that.
Awesome. So for me, bringing money from like social media and OF and all that stuff was only to invest in brands. And so I financed the app. So for people that are not aware, financing, like building an app like this, we're talking about like $300,000. Like, so what I did is I financed the app. I had two partners. That was like a tech guy, and one of my best friend was also a partner on the app. So we created the app. The problem with this is, for me, when I create a brand, I like 100% decision, and I don't like to share the decision control. But I never did a partnership like that, so I tried it. I was like, let me finance you, and then my friend was managing it. So in terms of, I didn't have time to be the one like telling the development team. There was 12 guys developing the app. Like it was a big team. It took 1 year with 12 people. So like he was managing this, and then he was telling me what content, like, okay, we need your video, we need your voice, this and that. So he was like kind of doing the work of telling me what to do, when to do it, so I could focus on doing other stuff. And then I was putting the money. And then what happened is, the fitness app did good. It started really good, but they had a vision of something really, really, really fitness, and me, I didn't want that vision. So I did compromise, they did compromise, and then at the end, the app is the best app on the market, hands down. Like I know what I built, and it is the best app. And anybody that challenged that, I'm ready to check their app against mine. Like what we did is, before we launch, we check the 20 top chart app on fitness, and I made an app. And not only that I made an app, is most of the people creating app, they're not coach. They don't know what they're doing. They're like tech people that know that there's money in the industry, and then they hire coach. So it's very different when you've been coaching people, you know what they want, and you build an app for them versus what they're doing. So we built the app, everything was going good, but my vision for the app was a little different. So what happened is, recently, I think in the last 6 months, I took back 100% control of the app. Um, and then we split the partnership, and now I redesigned the app. I changed the name. It's called Health Abundance. Because before it was called Fast Fitness, which was very fitness oriented, but my vision with the app is way more than that. It's for me, it always been about building a community and having yoga, fitness, tapping, meditation, breath work, like on it. So I'm a certified breathwork teacher. I'm certified in yoga. I'm certified in neuroscience. I'm certified in training. Like I feel like just fitness won't bring you where you're supposed to go. So I wanted to give the experience of all those things on the app. So now the app is being redesigned again. We're changing a few things, making it exactly how I want. And yeah, it's good thing coming with the app. Like I would say that in the next 5 years, the app is going to be something big.
Tell us about Road to Abundance.
Hmm. So Road to Abundance basically is a coaching program. I also created a gratitude journal that goes with it. So you can journal every day. You can order it on Amazon. And Road to Abundance basically came from my own experience of like successful people that are not happy. So when I was 25 years old, um, right before the big contract, I went bankrupt, and I had money. Then I went in a bad relationship at a bad place. I was depressed, and then I went bankrupt. And then 6 months later, I was back on track, making a lot of money. And then I started growing and making more and more and more money. But then I was still depressed. So I was like, okay, I had money. I was starving for more money. Then I got bankrupt and depressed. Then I got the money I always wanted to get. So I had the brand new Mercedes, the luxury apartment, and I was eating at the restaurant minimum 5 times a week. So I was working online. So I would consider myself living the dream life. And as an influencer, I was traveling the world, and a lot of trips were for free. So I was like, if this is supposed to be the life that we advertise, why am I still feeling empty? Like I'm empty inside. I have a void. I'm like not feeling good. And that's when I left for Bali before moving to LA. And I was like, I need to find myself, like what's going on. And I've always been reading books since I'm like 18, 19. I read about personal growth and spirituality, and I do a lot of research. But a lot of the books are very abstract. And a lot of those things, and I went to Tony Robbins, I walked on fire, I did all that stuff. And a lot of things very abstract, very, I didn't quite understand. It's like there was something missing. It didn't really click for me. And I was just chasing money, girls, and whatever they advertise, you know. So I realized that that was not it. That was not the way to go. So I did my journey for 3 years. I went very intense to figure out what is the best way to be happy, fulfilled, and have abundance. And not only, I don't believe in the hustle culture. I believe that you need to work and align your stuff. But the thing is, I believe into manifesting your life. So when you want something, you can just manifest it, like in your life. Like recently, um, I was, I wanted a partnership with a brand. Um, and I was like, I need a partnership with that brand. And 2 weeks later, they call me and they're like, okay, we're gonna give you $50,000 for the deal, and let's partnership. And I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't work for that stuff. Like I just brought it in my life because I put it in my journal. I knew where I was going. I attracted it, and once I attracted it, like once my thought was going, I was aligned with this. I knew it was coming. I let go of it. I'm not like I need it. I need it. Like I'm like I need that partnership. Cool. Let's put it there, and I'm gonna attract it. And it took like 2 weeks or a month, and then it came. The call came, and it was like, okay, this is the deal, and it was amazing. I have a non-disclosure agreement, so again, no brand gonna be named and stuff like that. But um, it's very important to understand that in order to manifest your life and create your own reality, you need to be aligned. So that's where Road to Abundance was created. It was created based on, I know a lot of successful men that are not happy, that they're not fulfilled, they're struggling. So they spend money on alcohol, partying, having sex with a lot of girls and stuff like that. So I've been there, and I was like, let me show them another way. Let me guide them through what I did. And I did it alone. There was no program for this because I felt like nobody could really understand like what I was going through. Like, so I designed this program. So I'm helping successful men to unlock the secret level of purpose and meaning. That's what I do. Like, so that's how Road to Abundance was born. And I have a big vision with the brand, but right now that's what I'm focused on. So it's a coaching program, 12 weeks. And if you have a void in your life, you're not happy, there's something missing, I know how to guide you to find it. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you so much for sharing that. You shared your personal struggle, mental health issues, and then you know what, how you kind of recovered. And as you said, you were all alone doing it. And that's what you want to share with others. Awesome. That's great. Awesome. One final thing, Mike, before I let you go, is that we've heard about the brand deals and all that stuff, and we learned about your lifestyle previously, where you had the high life with the expensive car and the travels and all that stuff. But
Mhm.
right now, these days, how do you spend your money?
I mean, I still have a nice car. I was about to buy a new one and stuff like that, and then I'm gonna get my girlfriend her dream car. The thing is, money is just, you can do whatever you want when you have money. My advice from a guy that went bankrupt, and that, as it's not like my family could back me up or anything. Like, when you make those decisions, and I had a lot of rough thing happen to me. Um, but the thing is, I never spend more than like 25% of my income. So if I buy a fancy car, I can go buy myself right now a Lamborghini. There's no problem. But is it smart? Does it bring me anything? No. I'm a guy that loves cars, so I'll get a car that I love to drive, and that makes sense. Same thing for the house. So right now we're moving in a house because now I live with my girl and the two dogs. So I want a house. So that's kind of the material thing. I buy whatever I need. Like, I invest into microphone, podcast stuff, computer. Like, I have a big gaming computer setup. I invest into whatever I need for the brand. I invest in my app. I invest in training. So I every month I take new certification, new things. So that's kind of my investment. I wouldn't say I don't spend that much money on clothes and stuff like that. Um, I buy normal t-shirt like $65. This didn't really change. I mean, I got a Louis bag and stuff like that. The Louis was more like a thing for me when I was young. I always wanted that Louis. I bought it. To be honest with you, I used it once, and it's standing on a shelf. And every time I look at it, I remember, this was for me to remember that it doesn't bring anything. That's why I bought it. I'm very honest with you. I'm not using it. I have other bag, like I have very functional bag that I fucking love, that costs $400, nothing. Um, and it's the best backpack I ever had for traveling. It's 10 times better than my duffel bag at $5,000. I just would like to say that all those fancy things won't bring you anything. When you make stupid money, you can make stupid move. But at the beginning, invest in yourself. Even when I didn't have money, I could take training and certification on credit card because I knew where I was going, and the involvement, and I knew that making that investment would reward me. Is it the best way to do it? Not all the time, but if you're rock bottom and you need to do it, then you do it. So I would say that what I do with my money, I invest in myself. Um, so biohacking conference, certification, breathwork, yoga, whatever, name it, I do it. And now I'm thinking about investing another like 15, 20,000 on a program to upscale my brain with brain tests and stuff like that. So that's what I do with, when I make money, I upgrade this machine to help more people. And I
Awesome.
would say I spent a lot of money on. I just ordered, like, so people can get an idea that I do what I say. I just invested like $3,000 or $4,000 for a stack of um supplements and stuff, like for uh like peptide for the gut, and then some some super high end premium supplement that I put in my body for my brain, for the cognitive function, for the health system, for the mitochondria, all that stuff. So that's what luxury for me is investing in my body and taking tests and seeing how I can upgrade this machine. And I invest into all the amazing food, like grass fed stuff, bio, like organic. I make sure that everything is perfect.
Awesome. Well said. I think also that particular bag sort of is a symbol of sensibility. That's why you still have it. You look at it and you say, you know what? I got to be more sensible with my spending, right?
It's just, like, like I bought the bag. I was looking at it. It was a special edition. I was like, I like that bag. I'll buy it. And you know what happened is like you end up not using it because it's a $5,000 bag. I don't want to trash it. At the airport, they squish their luggage on it. Like, so you end up barely ever using it. It's not practical. Like for the duffel bag and stuff. So I'm like, same thing. Like I have friends buying Louis Vuitton carry-on and all that stuff. Your luggage is gonna get smashed. Just buy a Samsonite, and it's a fucking amazing brand. Guarantee, like for 10 years, if they smash it, you send it back to Samsonite. Like make the purchase that worth it for your money, and not because you want to show up, like show off to people. Like and and again, everybody to their own. You want to do that, do it. I'm not the one judging. I'm just saying that personally, that's my lesson with it. Maybe when I make $1 million a month, I buy more of those shit. Um, but right now it's not in my priority. So I would say like, yeah, I buy Frenchies, and I buy them the best food too. So that's what I do with money.
Awesome. Perfect. It's all good, man. Mike, thank you so much for the value that you offered today to our audience. If people wanted to find you, where would they look?
So very easy on social media. You type Mike Chabot. I have an official account on Instagram, so it's the one that is verified, Mike Chabot Fitness. I'm thinking of changing the name right now because it's named Fitness, but it will be verified, so you know it's me. um, Mike Chabot on TikTok, Mike Chabot on YouTube, Mike Chabot RTA for Road to Abundance on Twitter, and you can just go to roadtoabundance.com. It's my website. On this, you can find the Health Abundance app, and you can find the form. If you want to be coached by me, you can go there, and you can go through the application process. I don't take everyone. I give a lot of free information and stuff, but if you want to be coached, there's some there's some limited spots. So yeah, I focus on people that are ready for the change. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much again, and I wish you all the best with all your businesses. And I know that you're gonna thrive really well, and I'll just follow your journey online.
Thank you, my man, for having me on the podcast. Thank you for everybody that listening. And remember, the best thing you can do for yourself is live in the present moment and stop worrying about the past or the future. Have a blessed day.